do you fix a situation like this, right? Because look, the kids are going to be traumatized. You have this added layer of, as well, it was only the black kids that he was going after like this?
For so long, this is happening with impunity. So just doing that is a step forward. The other thing is that we're beginning to shift national consciousness. Because, quite frankly, the only time people, even Harry, with all due respect, the only time people can see the point that this stuff is bad is when we have it on videotape.
You know what? I mean, is there a job? Could you go to school and hope to graduate as a professional cop hater? Because in my opinion, that's what Mark Lamont Hill is. Rich Noyes, Director of Media Analysis, Media Research Center, Senior Editor at Newsbusters.org, joins us. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
I'm not good because, unfortunately, I watch all this stuff and I go to Newsbusters often and Media Research Center often, and I see what's going on, and it drives me crazy. For another month, it's the network news story of the month. It's police misconduct. Now, this is going to go on for, I'm sure, well into July, this newest story.
No, I think you're right. I mean, this is sort of amazing that you've got these local police disputes leading the national newscast now for 2 months in a row. We just started counting these things systematically in April. I wouldn't be surprised if earlier in the year you have the same phenomena. You know, the story you were talking about in Dallas or outside of Dallas is essentially something where someone got pushed down and then, you know, picked back up again, not arrested. There's no injury, no loss of life, and yet it's still something that the national media have parachuted in to perpetuate the story that the police are the ones that are out of control in this country. In the month of May, we had 109 minutes of ABC, CBS, NBC evening news coverage devoted to this topic. That's more than any other topic on the news agenda that month. And it was really about 3 cases. It was about what happened in Baltimore, it was about a case in Cleveland, and about a case in Madison, Wisconsin. That's almost all of the coverage. That was more coverage by twice as much than all the other murders in the United States combined that month. So this is just a frenzied amount of coverage for, you know, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not a problem, but there's a lot of other things going on in the world as well.
Absolutely.
And those aren't getting coverage at all.
And, you know, the hypocrisy is that then when the crime statistics come out over Memorial Day weekend about the record shootings and murders in Baltimore and Chicago and the increase in New York, then they start saying, well, why aren't the police doing their jobs? Right. Are you looking in the mirror? Are you watching your own news reports?
Yeah, I mean, you know, all the coverage we've had really going back to August last year with the Michael Brown story and before, is that the police need to be much more cautious. They need to sort of pull back. They're using too much force. So when the police pull back, crime gets out of control. Crime getting out of control creates lots more victims than overzealous police officers do. It's creating more loss of life. It's creating more mayhem, bloodshed, and human suffering. You know, if Black Lives Matter, then you really want the police in there to protect Black lives.
Right, absolutely. All right, let's shift over to another story here. And the networks, as far as what I could see, this is a report at the Media Research Center as well, and newsbusters.org. Since Bruce Jenner was on the cover with his transition on Vanity Fair, the networks have spent 48 minutes on Jenner's cover, and they skipped really bad news about Barack Obama.
Right. I mean, that was just in the first 2 days.
2 days, yeah, okay.
So that's just an extraordinary. That's morning and evening alike. The last numbers were just evening news. But I mean, this, you know, the GDP went down by 0.7 of a point. That is, you know, close to, you know, recession levels. Not covered at all by the broadcast networks. You had bad polling for Obama, not covered. You know, you can go down the list of things. You know, we had, since then, you've had, you know, court rulings against Obama's executive amnesty. I think they got 17 seconds. Obama's own EPA came out with something that was basically saying fracking is safe, contrary to what the left wants.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Got a small amount of coverage. You know, the other big story that we had was that ISIS, you know, you've seen all sort of the setbacks with ISIS in the month of May, Ramadi falling, city in Syria falling. The president himself got just 43 seconds of criticism for what he has done in terms of this debacle of a U.S. strategy out of 84 minutes of coverage. So, you know, the networks are not going to hold Barack Obama accountable for the policies that are happening under his watch. They'd much prefer to talk about things like Caitlin Jennings.
And this, you know, this also includes silence on a bunch of Hillary things. So it's going to get worse as we get closer to the election, as we go through the campaign, is it not?
Oh, I think it is. I mean, there was some coverage, I think, of the Hillary scandals when they first appeared, but now it's been, I think, 2-3 weeks since you've heard about these things.
No, you're
to me, concerned, they're off the radar screen. They're done.
You're absolutely right. Rich, always great to talk to you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, folks, we'll be coming right back with ex-director of the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons to talk about a case of tuberculosis in this country that's very frightening and a new drug for HIV. But first, we want to know what you think of today's show and possibly the discussion we just had, along with other topics we're talking about. Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments, newsmaxtv.com/comments.